Hey, my name is Yats, and I'm a Capilano University alumni. I graduated in 2019. I graduated valedictorian, actually, but I graduated from the business program that I did at CAP for 2 years with a diploma in the business administration program. So at my time at CAP, like I said, I did 2 years of business school, and I was also very involved with the university. I was involved with various committees. I was involved in various activities, the orientation programs, volunteering. I was also involved with the Capilano Students Union, which is the student union that is run at the university. So, which goes to show you that there are lots of opportunities for students, especially international students who are looking for things to do. And when you can also study, but you can also get some work and also paid work, which is good to help pay your tuition. So when I came as a new international student, I came to Canada for the first time. I actually landed up in Canada 2 nights before I came to school for the first time. I'm a gunslinger like that. But it was a very different education system than the one that was in India, where I'm from. And so, as you can imagine, the culture shock of the education system itself being so different, it took a lot of time for me to understand like what it was like. But the people at the university were very, very helpful to me, right? From professors to the rest of the faculty to staff to the administration, and especially the advising officers that were open to us to ask questions and also to get to know our programs better, to understand how to pick our courses. In different countries, you have different educational systems and different ways of picking your programs and your courses. And so the people at the university, the staff, the advising, the faculty really helped me out to understand that and to understand the educational system. For me, the biggest struggle that I had was probably one part of the culture shock. I was raised speaking English, so that was really easy for me. I've been fairly international and traveled, so it wasn't too bad. But living in a country which was really cold, it was very different. And the biggest thing, coming from India, where weather average is around like 30 to 35 degrees, to coming to Vancouver bang in the middle of winter when it was -4, I think, when I landed up, and it was cold and rainy, was really hard for me. It wasn't just the weather, it was the fact that in India we're used to so many people being around and the population so high, whereas in Canada and Vancouver the population is so much lower and people are kind of more withdrawn to their homes because of the winter. It was really hard for me, being a really social being. So the first few weeks, I would say, almost like maybe the first 2 or 3 months were really hard when I first came to university, trying to be able to make friends, get to know people, the community that I was living in and the people all around. And I'm a very social person, so I think that took a bigger toll on me, and that was really hard. But the best way that I had to beat it was, I love challenges, and I took it as a challenge to say, okay, how can I overcome this to be able to survive and thrive here now that I'm coming to university? And the best thing that I can tell you is what I told myself at that point, was to change what I expected from the university. I didn't come in anymore just to study. For me, I said, okay, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get the best out of it to get involved. And that mentality changed for me. So the moment I said, okay, I'm coming to university and this is going to be my place for everything for me to happen. I'm going to make my friends. I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to expand my social circle and my growth. Then I said, okay, I'm going to get involved. And the first thing I did, for me personally, was I stood for elections for the CSU, and I got elected, and I worked from that point. So that was my second month when I came to CAP. From then onwards, I worked for 2 straight years at the CSU. In fact, I actually worked at the CSU longer than I came to CAP to study. So it just shows you that there was so much to be able to do. And once I did that, I got so involved, made so many friends. I literally never wanted to leave university. I'd go back home just to eat dinner and just to sleep. And I'd come to university to study, to meet people, especially to get involved and try and lead students. That was my job, to help provide the best things for students and what I could do for socializing, etc. And then I'd use the gym and everything. So it's such a contained unit. You can get everything you want at the university. So I would say if you have that same thing, that's one of my biggest tips, is to change your focus of what you're coming to school for. First, be clear about what you need. It's not a place where you just get your degree. It's not a place where you just come in to get your marks. It's a place where you come in to change and build a better lifestyle. It's a place where you come to get an education and not just a degree. And those two are two very different things. The education makes you who you are in a social in a social life, helps you deal with people better, manage your skills better, etc. So one of the things I remember about academic advising and the registrar's office that made a difference to me personally, I would come in a lot to ask questions. If I need an answer, I'm going to ask for questions for sure. I'm not shy about it. And so this was in my second semester. So I was doing the business program, but I was really interested in a lot of psychology subjects because I went to one or two as electives. And so I came to the registrar's office and I said, how can I, and I asked them, I was like, okay, I'm really interested in psychology. Maybe I should change from a business program to a psychology program. I mean, I don't know, like maybe this would be more beneficial to me. And then the academic advisor there was really helpful and told me, she said that, you finished so many of your business subjects, you seem to be doing well in these subjects. Why don't you just focus all your electives as much as you can on the psychology subjects? That way you can get your business program. You've already done so much, so you don't have to redo the whole thing. Go through a lot of like the business, the rest of the business courses that you have to get your degree, but also focus on all your electives being in the psychology side of it. And that way you can pick whichever psychology subjects you like specifically to do as your electives. And at that moment, I think that really helped me out, that advice, because for weeks I was thinking to myself, should I be a psychologist or should I be a business major? Should I get a business degree or should I get a psychology degree or I think it's Bachelor of Arts. But that really helped me out and that put me at peace because then I said, okay, now I just know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this business program, but also focus on the psychology subjects, and that's what I did, and I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed my psych subjects and also doing my business programs and my business subjects minus finance. I hate finance. Anyway, moving on. So as an international student, because I know there's many international students that come to CAP. CAP's a great university for domestic and international students alike. My number one concern for other international students coming also would be to fit in and to adapt. That was my concern when I first came in. You're coming from a country which speaks a different language, where the weather is different. You have no friends. You may not have family. So the need for you is to fit in and adapt. And how I would do it for myself is the same way I would recommend to do it for you. You can see if it works. But it is to get involved. So getting involved at the university provides you an opportunity to be able to make friends, to be able to understand the university system better, to even get paid, to get benefits that you might need, which will help you out for school and whatever else that you might need. But to definitely get involved on the side, especially on the social side of making a community, making friends, getting to know people. Trust me, in the 2 years that I was there, the people at university I worked with became like my family. They were really good friends. And they were really close to me and helped me out a lot. And that was my social circle a lot for 2 years. In fact, one of my best friends now, I haven't been in Vancouver for more than a year, and one of my best friends is someone who I worked with there for like very, very closely at the CSU. So what I have to tell you is that the time that you have at the university, that is basically your time to make it the most that you can, to make the most of it. You can either come in just to go to your classes and leave as soon as class is over and say, okay, I got this degree. Or you can come in to use all the facilities, right? From going to the gym and the Sportsplex, the CSU lounges, which I recommend you go to, get involved with the CSU, the student success, any of the other departments. And so you can come in and use these facilities, including the library, to study at, or you could, and to make the most of them, or you can just come in and leave. But let me tell you, if you come in and make the most of this university degree, you will have such an amazing time and you will develop so much and you will be so successful in what you do. And these are amongst the best years of your life that you will take with you and you will remember everywhere. So remember, your time here at university is what you want to make of it. Some quick YATS tips that I'll give you. for one, as an international student, since you're moving to a new city, into a new country, try and stay as close as you can to the transit line that goes to your school. So there's two buses primarily. I think it's the 28 and the 135. I can't remember, but try and stay as close as you can to those bus lines. So then you limit the amount of time you spend in transit. The bridges have accidents sometimes, and it takes so long to get across. So you want to stay as close as you can to your bus line. So as soon as you get off the bridge, you're as close as you can be to home. That's what I did. And I would travel only for like 15 minutes each day, whereas I know some students who travel 2.5 hours each way. So that's 4 hours sometimes that you'd spend just on travel. Second thing I'd say is, since you're new to this country and you're new to the city and also the university, try and stay with any family, extended family that you might have, or even close friends for the first few months at least, or for the first few weeks, so that you can be comfortable, you can discover the city, you can discover the university, everything else you need, and you'll still have the support of a family with you financially, and also they'll help you encourage you to do whatever you need. It takes the pressure off to study when you have a lot of these things taken care of. Third thing I would say is use the student success facilities. So use like the student success facilities as the library, the other facilities that are there, the career development spaces, the Sportsplex, I would say for sure. Use the CSU lounges, all of those things. Look on the billboards for events coming up. Completely enjoy and use these things because you've already paid for them. So you might as well use them now and enjoy them as much as you can. Fourth thing, and this is one of the most important things, ask. If you don't know something, ask. No one's going to assume that you already know it. People are going to assume that you already know it. So if you don't ask, you won't get your answer and you'll be lost and you'll be stuck. And then you may not get what you need. So if you have a question, go to the registrar's office, go to the academic advising, go wherever else you need and ask for any help that you need, even especially the International Student Center. And they'll redirect you if they can't answer your question. Next one, make friends in your classes and your group projects. So in your classes, wherever you're sitting, don't just sit quietly there and finish your class and leave. A lot of people will want to do that, but you can be the annoying person who wants to make friends. So if you're sitting next to someone who's like sitting with their head down and their hoodie down, like studying, just poke them a little and say, hey, I'm new, what's your name? My name is Yats, blah, 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 and make friends. And trust me, you'll enjoy the class so much more with that. And use your group projects for the same thing. Next, use the Sportsplex, as I already mentioned, and that's another great place to make friends, in the gym. Well, everybody loves gym buddies. Good place to make friends at the weight room, if you're playing any sports, or even if you want to use the rec sports there, it's a great way to meet people. And the last one I would say, which is my favorite and really helped me, is to join the CSU. The CSU is a great opportunity for you not just to make some money, but it's an amazing opportunity for you to improve your resume and your CV and the work experience you have with people management, with growth and development wherever you go. So join the Capilano Students Union and you'll make so many friends, great opportunities. They'll send you on conferences, etc. And you'll even get some perks at the university from that. You'll be able to join committees. You may be part of a bigger part of orientation planning, etc. So join the CSU would be my last piece of advice, and probably my favorite piece of advice as an international student when you join the Capilano University. So that's what I have for now. Hopefully if you find something more interesting, you'd be able to pass it on to other people or back to me when I come back to school again, which I hope not to do for a while. But I hope you have a great time at school, and it's new. Don't be nervous. Just have an open spirit, an open heart, open mind. Talk to people. You have to go out of your shell to make friends and to talk to people, but it will really benefit you and change your time at school, and you'll enjoy coming to school so much more. Sending you lots of good energy and hugs, and I hope all of you have a great time at Cap. Okay, see you soon.